Y'all know what it is, man. Tired dinner, man. Can't make up this type of time. I'm tired. But we here though, you know what I'm saying? So it's early in the fucking AM. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Man, hold on. It's about to be one of them fucking days today, man. It's Sunday. That's how this shit goes. Tired, goddamn. Oh, we gonna chop it up real quick. I just getting in tune, man. I'm telling y'all, this little contract I got now. Like, let's just talk about that for a second. That I got now. I got a contract. This motherfucker entitled for me. It's in Milwaukee. So the way that bread was, I'm like, fuck this shit. We going to Milwaukee. But then y'all know I just had a daughter. So I got a little baby girl, So I ain't want to be gone for too long. So I'm damn near back and forth. Damn near every day. You know what I'm saying? To make this shit happen. For motherfuckers who was praying on nigga downfall, I'm back up 5 motherfucking new employees. I'm good. We're gonna be doing good this year. We're gonna go get us a loan. We're gonna go make shit happen this year. So, yeah, shit going down this year. Shit is going down this year. Man, what the fuck? It's going down. Give me 1 second. We have to talk about it in just a minute. But yeah, though, I gotta say, new contract shit going. So how it go. But I wanted to come to talk about some things that we talked about. I wanted to be a little more in the mood to really touch on the shit that I wanted to touch on. The reason why I'm going live now. You know what I'm saying? I'm catching the time when I can go live, because there's been a lot of other shit going on. But I can go live at this point. I want to tell y'all, man, the shit that me and Tomahawk Tony uncovered, people ain't looking at it now, right? But as time progresses, this will be looked back upon. This shit will be shared. The shit that I've done in this community and shared around this community, it has been great. It has been great, man. It's been basically a hobby that has a goal at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a hobby talking and uncovering things, you know what I'm saying, to my people, and basically things that you can see that they can't see. It's become a little more than a hobby now. It was a hobby. So now it's like, let's uncover things together. You understand what I'm saying? Good morning to all my people, man. Now it's like, let's uncover things together. And I was able to, uncover the circus information, go in depth into the circus. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you've ever seen any of that circus information, but if you want to go down into my videos and you go to, it's 3 videos. The Origins of the Moors. We have the Pawnee Circus 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? These 3 videos get into the circus and then take you there. You know what I'm saying? So now we're into the Underground Railroad. And I want you to know how important that is. Let's get to that topic. Y'all know it's early. Gotta have that L. The Underground Railroad, the Chinese Underground Railroad, not just any fucking Underground Railroad, the Chinese Underground Railroad. Now, if we do the history and look over things the way we're supposed to look over them, then we'll understand it's telling us inside the paperwork, and you can go on the videos to see it. We did the work and the leg work for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you go there, it'll tell you it's a smuggling organization. And we always say, what was going on then is going on now, but we always look at ourselves and say that shit. We never apply that pressure to other people unless they hurting us. Oh, what's going on now? What's going on then? They've been whooping our asses. That's not a fact. These motherfuckers ain't never won a real war against us. And the war was never over. So they didn't win the war. The war is still going to this day. They won a few fucking battles that led them into this spot that they in. And they didn't win that shit head up, nigga. Like, nigga, we got jumped on when we thought it was going to be head up. That's the facts. So, when we getting into the Chinese Underground Railroad, then it's the Trail of Tears. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? The real Trail of Tears. And I've said that how many times, bro? Like, just pay attention to time frame. And I'm good at that. I can pay attention to the map and time frame. You just can't tell me anything. I'm gonna look at the map. I'm gonna look at the time frame. Time frame, 1930 to 1950 Trail of Tears Exclusion Act. 1888, 1830 to 1850 Trail of Tears Exclusion Act. 1883. 2 exclusion acts before that one. 2 of them before that one. 2 Chinese exclusion acts before that one. The Chinese Exclusion Act was 1 of 3. It was 2 other excluding acts before that one. So that's what prompted the Trail of Tears, because on 1881, when the Chinese Exclusion Act came, you had to get up and walk. You were going to be deported. These are the facts. You were going to be deported. They were going to deport you because of the Chinese Exclusion Act. That means that the federal, ain't no TikTok. Ain't no fucking this and that. That shit come out the courtrooms. It go to the fucking police station or wherever it go. They put signs up the next day. This is what we doing. You watch them just being TikTok. This is how the Chinese Exclusion Act. We went in there, we hit the gravel, go after the Chinese. Go after the Asians. And now since we're going after these Asians, we're going to deport them back to their country. So now the Chinese Underground Railroad tells you, and it was going on before, that we're smuggling them in $50 to $200. Smuggling Chinese families in, not just Chinese. Whoever the fuck can pay the toll, I'm guessing. Why wouldn't you smuggle me in if I got $250 for you or $50? You know what I'm saying? At that time, that's equivalent to like $2,000, $3,000 a motherfucking head. You understand what I'm saying? Chinese got rich just off smuggling opiums. Chinese are rich right now. Chinese love opium. Chinese love fentanyl. Shit, the other people that come over there love opium. Shit, they put it on our people. Our people have addiction for opium. You know what I'm saying? But these are the things that were being trafficked in the Chinese Underground Railroad. And the Chinese Underground Railroad was a human trafficking organization. Now let's just think about that, because we've always been assuming that the fake African-American Underground Railroad was trafficking. You were taking us to go somewhere else to work for somebody else. This is what somebody else told us, but we always had the assumption that it was trafficking. Now, why can't you look up the Chinese Underground Railroad, and this is a smuggling traffic organization, and they're going to tell you, yeah, just like the African-American Underground Railroad. So let me read all of this history to the Chinese Underground Railroad, see why it started. It was a smuggling organization. It was a smuggling organization. So how many Africans were smuggled into America under the African Underground Railroad, then put with the niggas in the South and put with the niggas around? How many of them? Because they was running trafficking rings all around America. I just don't know if Berbers or Arabs or Hindus, who paid the toll, who got into the Americas. These are traffic organizations, trafficking, that we stand proud on the Underground Railroad. Pan-Africans stand proud on something that takes out at a trafficking organization. No, I don't know if we know how stupid that really, or how that really is. Like, we take pride in the things that hurt us, and we was told to put this in our black history. African trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking organization was told to be put in our history. And you can't tell me it's not an African trafficking organization, because if I look up the Chinese Underground Railroad, which is a human trafficking, drug trafficking organization, they'll tell you, hey, this is a human trafficking and drug trafficking organization, and the Underground, my bad, and the fucking Chinese, the African Underground Railroad is just like it. That shit crazy. That shit just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. That shit just don't make sense. And then they give you more in depth on what were happening. Like, they didn't give me a bunch of pictures. They gave me no pictures at all. I had to search for the pictures. They gave me the names that, like, you run around calling us Negro, they was calling them coolies. They was calling them Chinos. Now they call them Chicanos. This shit gotta stop, bruh. People don't know this history. People want to accept this history because who it's coming from. But you will hear down the line a few years later of these bitch ass niggas. Watch, mark my words. The Collarways, the all these motherfucking new motherfuckers is gonna be biting and reintroducing you this information. I guarantee. Nobody told you. Nobody in their life told you about the Chinese Underground Railroad. You never knew it fucking existed before I just introduced it to this community. That's a fact. That's a fact. This is my very own research. Shout out to Tomahawk Tony, who assisted me with the research and went in depth because he got certain websites. So motherfuckers could look up names in the archives like, yeah, look at these Chinese people who all changed their names. Damn, those were the Chinese people that was targeted. They're by names in the Chinese Exclusion Act. He was able to find it all in Chicago. They running from the north. It says in the Chinese Underground Railroad that we went where? Where did the Trail of Tears lead them? Oklahoma? Well, Phoenix, Arizona? Texas, El Paso? Well, the Underground Railroad was running that way. The Chinese Underground Railroad led them into basically freedom to stay into America and led them into the West. This is what it was. At this time, we could look up the Pawnee Indians from the Pawnee Circus. The circus dropped they fucking Chinese Asians that was in the circus, dropped them off. Dropped them off. Dropped them off. Let the weed speak. The weed ain't telling no lies. Fuck is you talking about? They say when you're drunk and you're smoking, you're off the shits, you're telling the truth. So let the weed speak. What's your Gazzello? I know why you mad. You have to deal with that Asian colonization. That ain't that shit. You ain't got to say the weed speaking to me. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Prince, all you have to do is look up the Chinese Underground Railroad. Look it up. And then we'll understand why today that there's still Asians who are today Mexicans still trafficking humans and drugs and money through Mexico. It's been going on. It's been going on. It's been going on. Chinese Underground Railroad. Oh, Chinese Underground Railroad. This is your background. These are your people. This is your bloodline. You're Mexican, mixed up person. This is your bloodline. Asian, Spaniard, Berber, whatever Arab mix came over. Filipino, Asian, Taiwan, all over Siberia. Y'all got different amongst each. Y'all know each other from each other. Y'all just look like a bunch of Asians to me. Asian mixed Spaniards. Talking about y'all indigenous. Looking like fucking John Leguizamo? When the fuck was you under the sun? When the fuck was John Leguizamo family farming anything? Never. The motherfucker is a settler. We can push the information. First, before we say what can we do, before we jump into what we can do and what can be done, you know what I'm saying? We want to first identify problems. We want to first identify the problem. We're identifying that you gave us the Underground Railroad, the African American Underground Railroad. This is what I'm identifying, because we'll ask, what can we do? What can we do about the problem? This is what we can do. Push the right information. We're out here pushing information, telling you about some fucking, everybody so focused on some fucking, the black hand, the black nobility, the black, the black this, the black that, and you black the fuck out on what the fuck was really going on around here in the Americas. So identify the problem first. The problem ain't the transatlantic slave trade. The problem is the trans-Pacific slave trade. The problem ain't the transatlantic slave trade. The problem is the trans-Pacific slave trade. The boat ain't the big Jesus. The boat is the Manila Gala. The cargo ain't Africans. The cargo is mostly Asians and Arabic race, dark skin, what we would call Morenos. This is the cargo to the trans-Pacific slave trade that a boat went into Mexico. Now we're talking about a boat coming from the Philippines coming to Mexico. We're talking about a boat coming from the transatlantic slave trade. We're talking about a boat that don't got no brakes. We're talking about coming through. What I mean no brakes is they ain't got nowhere to stop in between coming from there to America from the front side. Nowhere to stop. Nowhere. But in the trans-Pacific slave trade, as the boat come down to the Manila Gala past Hawaii, it stops. It takes a break. Takes a break. It reloads. It gets food. It does this. It does that. And then it carries on to follow the rest of the distance into Mexico and then back around Hawaii. That's why they taking the trip around Hawaii so that they can stop in Hawaii. What was you stopping at on that 5-month trip? What was you stopping? Most Spaniard boats stopped. Most Spaniard boats stopped in Hawaii. It's the real facts. The facts. This is why we have a lot of Filipinos in Hawaii. Those were slaves. And that ain't talking about the races of people that was there. You know, the Rock. Oh, I'm the Rock. Oh, if you smell what the Rock is cooking, bro, you Filipino. And got some color that you don't know where your daddy from, but you got your mama Filipino. The pussy you came out of was Filipino. You came out of Filipino pussy. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, no, I don't smell any of that rice, beans, and shit. I'm tired of that shit. Rice, beans, rice, beans, rice, noodles. They all the same. The Asians got noodles. The Mexicans got noodles too. Look at it. Look at it. Love that noodles. Love them noodles. Love that rice. Love that shit. I'm talking about got noodles, got Roman, love top Roman, love noodles and rice. You got a heritage of noodles and rice. Nobody love rice like the Chinese. Rice. Eat that shit plain. White rice, brown rice, eat rice. Rice, noodles, rice. Everything else that's coming out the motherfucking, out the ground. That's the facts. Just look at that. People would say tacos, burritos, right? We'll talk about tacos and burritos. Let's talk about the origins of food. Let's just do that. And that'll just tell you what the fuck is going on with people. My food. Let's just say soil people food. Soul food is what we call it. It consists of yams. Yams. American yams. Yams, yeah. American shit. Collard greens. Turnip greens. Greens. from America. Our foods consist of American-based food. Cheesy noodles, mac and cheese. We just became cold at it. Add some other ingredients. We became cold at it. Mac and cheese. All this shit is consistent of things that were found in America. Everything, from the turkey to the chicken. Shit, they bought the chicken from China somewhere, but we've been eating it in America. I'm just being honest. Roosters and shit, all that type of shit, this meat to go with our food that we have been making here in these lands for a long time and become great at making what we call soil food that come from here. Now, you eat tacos, you eat flatbread. I want to let you know that Arabs love flatbread. Hindus love flatbread. They go everywhere they go, they eat flat wraps. You can go see Chinese tacos, Chinese burritos, Chinese food basically is basically the same as Mexican food. And Mexicans, it became popular here in America. That's it. But it's all Asiatic dishes. And people don't understand that part. Tacos became famous in America. It became famous. It came with the Spaniards. The Spaniard diaspora. You know what I'm saying? The Spaniards all come here. They bring it, Asians bring in they certain dishes, you know what I'm saying, to the country. You feel me? This is happening. And now it becomes popular. And now you talking about, oh man, we had the black nobility and the black thing where we all came and put the black, you know, the black history here, and we invented all these things coming from Africa, and we did all this, but you ain't paying attention to the Asian diaspora. You feel what I'm saying? When they came over here with basically, you know, their own origins and their own totem poles. You know, we see totem poles. We see the Native Americans with totem poles all the time. Well, it's a place where totem poles came from, and you can look it up right now. It's called the I think that's Tijuana, the Tijuana motherfucking Aboriginal park. It's like a Aboriginal area for Tijuana. You know what I'm saying? And you can go look up and see they got totem poles all over that place from way back in the fucking back before the bitches was here, because they came with them. These were their totem poles that they was in Asia having. You can look all the origins up, even the TP. You can look that shit up and see where, like, how they was making them bitches in Alaska. How they was making them bitches in cold areas, using buffalo hide to stay warm. Like, come on, man. This shit is all up. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody in the motherfucking South staying, you know, hot ass buffalo hide. Ain't nobody doing that. Shit, ain't no buffaloes in the South. They bought the buffaloes to Oklahoma. Buffaloes wasn't even in the South. Buffaloes wasn't even in the West Coast. Buffaloes wasn't nowhere near this shit. Buffaloes come from fucking the northern regions of America and up into fucking Canada. They bought them people down there to feel comfortable with they fucking totem poles and buffaloes and shit. They gave them land, reservations. The definition of a reservation in America means the position of non-Americans. The position of non-Americans. They non-Americans. They've always been non-Americans. Keep telling y'all people. We don't have to keep, like, we could just keep looking at these mixed people and they tell you that they're a percentage of us, which they're lying. A lot of them ain't a percentage of us. They don't feel like us, don't walk like us, don't talk like us. A lot of them dark-skinned ones that's hit by the sun, they just dark-skinned Caucasians. That's it. That's it, people. So, you know, when I come into talking about the Chinese Underground Railroad, it's a lot being introduced into this community. We feeding this community. We feeding this community. This community is being fed, man. So, you know, with new information, not the same old, you know what I'm saying, information that's coming from these places. And I'm not ashamed to say no names of who pushing certain shit, but fuck the foundational black Americans. Fuck that shit. Fuck top cats and that black nobility shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this shit. Fuck this mixing of dope trying to make us out to be these people because y'all can't find no real aims that's showing you not these people. Fuck these niggas who keep on showing all of these pictures of these motherfucking Asians, you know what I'm saying, and making them light, you know what I'm saying? Fuck Cumio and that shit. Fuck all that shit. That's the shit that's got us in a daze with the information instead of, you know what I'm saying, putting the real information out. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that got us in the position that we in. We fighting to be out of. People sharing pictures of Asiatic people at the fucking circus talking about this is our ancestors. This is native life. Those are not our people. Native, born to the land. We are born to the land. We are natives. We always been natives. That's a fact. But what they talking about is a different type of native. They talking about a people, right? Listen to the story of a people and tell me, does it make sense? Did I put the puzzle together? Now, I told you the Trail of Tears. It's just so crazy. The Chinese Underground Railroad was leading into Phoenix, Arizona, into places in Arizona. It was leading into Oklahoma. It was also the Chinese Underground Railroad. The main place was El Paso, Texas. Now listen to how this shit go. Listen to how this shit go. Now we write Asian exclusion acts. If I look into the internet right now and I look up exclusion acts and I look up the Chinese Exclusion Act, they're going to tell you it was 2 more Chinese Exclusion Acts before that one. If I look up the Japanese Exclusion Act, there's one. The Filipino Exclusion Act, there's one. There's these acts that the government wrote against Asians. Why? Now, why are we writing this? Now, the Sacramento Gold Rush is up. So now we have to bring people from Asia to slave to make the railroad. I thought we had y'all. I thought we had y'all making the railroad. I thought we had y'all working at the plantation. I thought it was you niggas. I thought it was just you niggas who was being enslaved to build shit, working in the Sacramento Gold Rush, working in the mines. It was not. It was not. The slaves in this country were Asians and always have been. They always have been the laborers, the motherfuckers that you pay less to do the job. Pay attention to as history go. Now, we're talking about the Chinese Exclusion Act. We're talking about 2 exclusion acts before the Chinese Exclusion Act, excluding the Chinese. Now, the Chinese are telling you in a Chinese Underground Railroad that is leading them to El Paso, Texas, to Arizona, and to Oklahoma. They're telling you we're smuggling them into the West because it's sort of like the Wild West, right? A lot of things ain't put together there. Everything is put together here, so they definitely got to run out of Chicago. They definitely got to run out of certain places that is up this way. You understand what I'm saying? Out of places that they in working that ain't no more work. So now you seeing the facts where we touching on the documentaries and we went to the archives and they showing you the facts that the circus was given, the Pawnee Circus was given Asians by the federal government. This is a fact. You can go into what we put out, the history of all the origins of this shit. You know, this ain't the first time we got into, American colonization, Mexico, and Asian colonization in Mexico. This ain't the first time we touched on that. So, you know what I'm saying? We touched on this already. But in one of them documentaries that we touched on, we went into the archives and we seen at this point in time when the circus was made that they were given Asians by the federal government. They were given quote unquote Indians, quote unfucking quote, by the federal government to work at the fucking circus. Why are they collecting Indians? Why is the federal government at this time in the 1900s and in the late 1800s, why the fuck are they collecting them and locking them up? Why is this a fact? Why is you giving quote unquote Indians to the fucking circus? How is that possible? Listen to this shit. So now we're running the Chinese Underground Railroad at the same era in the 1800s, mid 1800s to late 1800s. We're running the Chinese Underground Railroad all the way into the 1900s because I can see the dude, Lee Kwong, who was the head of it, being locked up. We had his mugshot in the documentary that we put out. So I can see him being locked up he being locked up in like 1901. You know what I'm saying? He's getting his discharge papers. We basically posted that information. So we have pictures of this guy who was running the Chinese Underground Railroad. Now they're telling you they're running gold. They're running gold. They're running diamonds. So they're telling you they're running gold from the Sacramento Gold Rush. Who's getting the gold the most? The Asians. The Asians are working in the Sacramento Gold Rush. They are working on the railroads. Now, think of this. I want you to really, you got to have the imagination as well to be able to think of this time. Okay, now we're being fed in our day right now. You know, Indians and cowboys, outlaws. Well, the first outlaws were Asians. The first outlaws were the Chinese. The Chinese were outlaws. Now, what makes you say that and think that in the 1800s there were rebels running around? You have the Wild West. Basically, they call it the Wild West because there's not a lot of fucking rules. The America has scratched, but there's still a lot of rural areas in that area during this time. They working on the cities, the inner cities and the big cities. You know, California, they running shit and trying to run shit, but they don't have a hold on the whole America at the time, right? So now we making Asian laborers get up. We're deporting them. So now they the ones who robbing the trains. They the ones who take a motherfucker hostage, robbing the banks, along with us, because we with the shits too. Don't think we ain't. This shit is unacceptable. That's going on for us too. So we're in the same position. But think about this outlaw shit. Think about these cowboy and Indian movies. Think about this shit. Now they robbing coach trains. Now they doing all of this old crazy shit that they doing around America. Why? They don't have shit. Just like they don't have shit now. You just brought a bunch of Venezuelans in. These are today's outlaws. These are Asian and Spaniard mixed people that are outlaws, that don't have no paperwork, that don't got nothing, that they will be knocking door to door when the leadership changes here in America, looking for these people. And what is different than these people, than the people that sit on the reservations? What's different is we naturalized them as natives. They folks. And they got their naturalization in 1935. They fought. We chased them around. We did all this, but we're still excluding the Asians from here. So most of them that are not in the country, the mixed and the Asians that I didn't get into being natives and fighting for that naturalization, most of them are in Mexico, South America, Spaniard conquest, where the Spaniard came and took over on the islands, took over and fucking brought laborers, slaves, who were Asian, who were some Berbers, who were some fucking Arabic. I don't know if they were exactly Berbers, but North Africans and fucking Middle Eastern motherfuckers. They were them. This is real fucking facts. These are real fucking facts. You know what I'm saying? So I just really want to try to show you, reiterate that these folks, no matter what you say, they are the bloodline of the folks that came. That's what this is. These folks are the bloodline of the folks that came. They came here. You understand? And they look at you and they tell you, you didn't come here. And with these exclusion acts, with this Chinese Underground Railroad, with this information that is being presented to you, you continue to put this information out. You continue to spread this information. Show the love shit. If you don't want to, fuck you. But you continue to, push this information, because this information is true. This ain't no fucking Africa, the black hidden hand, the Masonic this and that, and all this old bullshit. This ain't this. This is, we focus. We know that exists, but we done with that. That's been taken. Let's talk about the real shit that went down. How things were taken from us, how they continue to lie to us in history, how they formed Black America. When we got into the circus, we told you, okay, 1882, 81, the Chinese Exclusion Act is being written, okay? The same time, 1882, 1881, the same time they making Black America. This is the same time. This is the same time they're making Black America. Nate Salisbury is in a fucking circus. And now this is around the same time
that they pushing the Pan-African movement, where they're taking, I mean Pan-American movement. Sorry about that, not Pan-African. Scratch that. Pan-American movement. Pan-American movement. This is when they pushing that, and they taking, what they're doing is they taking cowboys. You know what I'm saying? They're dressing up Civil War people. They dressing them up like Civil War, and they going out with quote unquote Indians, and they sticking this as being the American history at this time. They putting this out on what we call, this is, I think this is the Pan-African movement, or it's a Pan-African, where they was doing I forgot what it's called, but it's, I mean Pan-American. Goddamn, I'm sorry, I'm driving as well. But the Pan-American, and they riding around America in different places, global places, you know what I'm saying, that's making moves, global moves in America at this time, and they're pushing this Pan-America. But Pan-America come with the Native American dressed up as a fucking Indian, and or dressed up as a circus performer and on a horse. They taking pictures and all this shit, and it comes with the cowboys, and it comes with the Civil War. This is what they was pushing, Pan-American. At the same time, they pushing this black America. You know what I'm saying? Black America gonna stand on Civil War, right? This is their words. This is their words. Nate Salisbury. Black America will be about post-Civil War history. It will focus on all the accommodations and all the great things that the colored people done. And while focusing on that, it will revert everything that they done back to slavery. So it doesn't matter what they done in life. It doesn't matter the great accomplishments. It doesn't matter. We let them know at the end of the day that they was not free. You understand what I'm saying? They were slaves. That the deep down, you know, when they had a fucking, he invented the air conditioning. Yeah. 5, 6 generations later, yeah, my granddad invented the air conditioner. His mother was a slave. That's the conversation. This was put in by Black America. Now, Black America went into saying that everything will be post-Civil War, about post-Civil War slavery, and everything will be about, it would exclude the Asians and the white people from the story of slavery, and it will only focus on colored folks, and it will tell you that they were the main slaves. This is what he putting out in 1882, 83. This is the formation of Black America. You know what I'm saying? This is how deep this is. Now, what he did was, it was his dream to have, you know what I'm saying, how many Negroes? 3,000 Negroes singing in character, loving to be slaves. Now, he sends Frederick Douglass and John Brown. John Brown was the conductor on the Underground Railroad, quote unquote, the African American Underground Railroad, that was started by Levi Coffin and Catherine Coffin, who were two YT people, Quakers who escaped slavery. This is a fact. This is what I mean by history. And I be fucking it up, because we can get into this shit. Now, they sent John Brown and your boy Frederick Douglass. They send them from New York to the South to go get Negroes, and go get these Negroes to work on a plantation that they have set up in New York as a stage. And they're going to work live in character, and they're going to sing, and they're going to be happy about being slaves. This is what is being said in this time. So John Brown and Frederick Douglass got goddamn posters, and they still got the posters in the archives. And we posted the posters in the fucking shit. John Brown and Frederick Douglass went up down to the South, and with a fucking thing, told them they're gonna work on the cotton gin, and they're gonna play out slavery. They're gonna play it out in character. This is, Negroes went there, and they played out Black America. And I put that information out on TikTok, and you know, shout out Prim Mississippi, because she went in deeper, and she went and found the stage plays. She found the stage plays. She found that plantation that they had in New York, that they were basically you know, putting in that they were in New York, put in those plantations, and had them set up, those stage plays set up. You know what I'm saying? And that shit goes into Ira Aldrich, The Rise of the Moors, written by Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? Moors in Spain, written by Shakespeare. Played out in the 1900s on Shakespeare Hall by Ira Aldrich. Look how much shit in the 1900s is going on as far as entertainment. Now you have Ira Aldrich playing out The Rise of the Moors in Spain. And he's all these colorful pictures that you see where motherfuckers dressed up in art, dressed up in robes and shit looking like Moors. That's him promoting these shows. And these Moors today are using these pictures to, you know, make their point that we were Moors. This entertainment is being used as their historical facts. You know what I'm saying? Noble Drew Ali. Well, he was a Hindustan wonder worker in the fucking circus. And when you go get pictures of Noble Drew Ali and you show people, you're showing them his performing aspect of things. Not that this was his heritage and this was who he was. You're showing that he was a performer. That's the facts, man.
You know, blessed be the tribe. Blessed be to the tribe. Stay alert, stay alive. You know what I'm saying? You are now on Tribe Time, and I appreciate you for letting me put that bug in your ear. You know what I'm saying? Let this shit is real. This shit ain't never fake shit. All this shit is real that I put out. You cannot take my information and say I took it from nobody. You can't say that, you know what I'm saying? I went out here and I went behind somebody. No, I went a whole other direction. You know what I'm saying? Because while everybody's at the front door, I'm going to pay attention to the back door the whole time. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just something different when it comes to that. So, you know, be prepared for your favorite podcaster to steal this type of information. Shout out to the people that I do fuck with. I want you to know that I do fuck with AP. You feel what I'm saying? I fuck with AP. You know what I'm saying? Aboriginal Power. Shout out to Aboriginal Power. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, I don't fuck with certain people on this platform, but he don't fuck with certain people over here. We've always been able to keep that and still be able to push business. So, you know, shout out to him in this platform. You know, I fuck with Lyrica and them. I don't know if y'all know who I fuck with. You feel me? I fuck with Lyrica and them. Shout out to Lyrica, you know what I'm saying? The Choctaws, you know what I'm saying? And they situation over there in, you know, in New Orleans. Shout out to them. And shout out to all they families and, you know, all their connections and they peoples. I fuck with certain peoples, but it's certain peoples I don't fuck with, you know, and I fuck with certain people that they might not fuck with. But we all keep it business and we keep the information pushed. So shout out, man. Blessing be to the tribe. Stay alert, stay alive. TRIBEBIZ, full in effect. The pack. Pan-Africanism killer. You know what time it is.